Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 10 at Belmont Park on Belmont Stakes Eve. Friday afternoon is the Grade 2 Belmont Gold Cup Invitational. 2 miles is the distance, and you can play it with your own DRF Bets account. All our stakes previews presented by DRF Bets. Learn more about how you can join the Belmont Stakes action with free cash at drf.com/bet. Let's take a look at this field of stayers. Again, 2 miles, tough race to handicap, a lot of money, $400,000. And we've attracted a couple of European imports in here. Let's talk about a few. The number one is Call to Mind. Call to Mind was Group 2 placed in his most recent start. He was beaten by a very good stayer, the Group 1 winner Stradivaris. When you watch that race, he got a really nice trip tracking the pace. He came on through towards the inside to poke ahead in front 2 furlongs out, and he just got beat by a better horse.
He did what he always does in that race. He has a really handy kind of running style over there. He always just puts himself right into the race early, sits right up close to the pace. He was game all the way in that spot, but you know what, Dan? Stradivarius, just too much horse for him. He was a really impressive winner there. He's a really good horse. This horse has been keeping really good company over there in all of his races. In a lot of ways, I feel like he's the horse to be in here. He has a lot of quality to him, a lot of talent to him. He's never been the 2 miles. You know, so I guess we'll see how that affects him. But he goes long, and he's a pretty good horse. And he's got that right running style where he's not going to be pace compromised in this race.
The number 3, Prince of Arran, has gone 2 miles and has gone so successfully, winning it in Dubai during the Carnival on February the 15th. That being said, this horse is 1 for 18 lifetime on turf. Did face a nice one last time out. That horse came back to win a Group 3 stakes in England. But I just wonder, and I know these Euros, they come in here, they get Lasix, they get firm ground, they class up really, really well. I wonder if this one may be underneath.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. There are some things to like about him, and obviously you know that the distance is fine for him. I just felt like, as compared to a couple of the other Europeans, he might be a couple of them.
Chad Brown, of course, is going to be represented in a major turf race in New York. Focus Group's going to be a price, however. Focus Group made his first start as a 4-year-old at Keeneland. I thought he ran really well that day to take down the non-winners of one other than field. This is a very confident placing from Chad, who obviously thinks this horse can run all day long. I think he's got upside. Is it too much too soon?
We'll see what happens. We'll see how he fits in this race and how he handles the half-mile stretch out here to 2 miles. But everything else you said about him, I sort of agree with. I mean, I always liked him a little bit last year. I always felt like he was sort of progressing right along. I thought he ran well with some, let's say, less than ideal trips towards the end of the year. I really liked his return from the layoff. I mean, I thought he ran really well in that race. This is sort of a whole different league going in against horses like this. But I don't know. I'm staying a little hopeful on him. He's 10-1 on the morning line. I think it's a tough ask for him, but he's the kind of horse, if he is around 10-1, I want to throw him in there somewhere.
When you were watching Run Times races in 2017, you basically told all of us he is a stayer. You liked him in the Alan Jerkins at 2 miles. You scored out on him. He paid $22 that day. Since then, they stepped him up in the McDermott at a distance a little bit shorter than his best. They stepped him way up in the Dubai Gold Cup. Those were 2 very, very tough spots. This is a much better spot for a very sharp trainer, and this is his distance. Does he need pace?
Yeah, he probably needs this race to set up a little bit for him, but all the other things you said I agree with. It just feels like since he won that Alan Jerkins and he just got it done in that race, I mean, what chance did he really have in his last 2? He's a little bit dirtied up off those last 2 races, and he goes all day, this horse.
Speaking of pace, we're not expecting a ton, but the Timeform U.S. pace projector, choose out the 8, Postulation. And this horse did go gate to wire in the Cape Henlopen Stakes back at Delaware last summer, and that race preceded a win in the Grade 3 American St. Ledger, going 1 mile and 11/16. I think when this horse is right, he really does want to stay a distance of ground, and I think he's pretty good. Last time out, he was 34-1 in the Man o' War against some really top turf horses like High Happy and Sadler's Joy. I mean, those horses are Breeders' Cup turf caliber. Postulation is not, but he is a stayer, and I thought he ran okay in the Man o' War, and now this is his 3rd start back. I hope he can get to the early lead. And you know something? If Kudo wants to go, I'll sit off.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you there. I'd like to see them try and make the lead with him. If he doesn't make it because Kudo goes, I guess that's fine. He will, I think he'll have Call to Mind up there with him as well, because that horse wants to be forward. But this horse can get a good trip in this race. And it's, you know, once again, I agree with everything you said about him. You just put a line through the Canadian International. That's one of those races everybody sort of gets a free pass for that race. Otherwise, what has this horse done wrong since they stretched him out on turf? I really liked his St. Ledger win last year. He got a great trip in that race. but he always looked like he was going to win, and he won easy, and I like them stretching him out here.
And again, he could get a nice forward spot early. Kudo is sitting second. The horse is a stakes winner on dirt, 1 for 26 on turf. Taking a shot, Tom Morley, probably because he knows this horse wants distance.
Right, he probably just wants to get some distance underneath him. He'll be a big price in this race.
Let's talk about the 10 Rocketry, a horse that could easily win this race for trainer Jimmy Jerkins. We have a positive formulator fact for Jerkins. This horse coming off of a win at 1.25 miles at Belmont last time out. Past year, last out winning older turf routers. Jerkins 36% winners, a 326 ROI. When they get good, they stay good. I thought this horse ran okay in the Saranac. I think you and I kind of disagree with the race last year. I thought he got into a little bit of trouble, was blind switched a bit on the backstretch, forced to go wide, and Voodoo Song was just controlling that pace and was in razor sharp form at the time. I like the progression since Jerkins has brought this horse back as a 4-year-old. Maybe he needs one more forward move, but it could be there. I just didn't love the field he beat last time.
Yeah, he didn't beat a great field. I mean, obviously Roman approval is good when he's good, but I don't know if he's quite the same horse he used to be. The flip side of that is this horse absolutely crushed that field in that race. He ran really well. I mean, you know, how much does he want? Another 6 furlongs? I don't know, Dan, but he's headed the right way. He obviously wants to go long. I don't know if he wants to go 2 miles long, but he wants to go long. He could step forward again in this race. We'll see what kind of price he is.
Nessie was a bridesmaid time after time after time for trainer Ian Wilkes. And how do you cure the second or third itis in this business when you're a turf router? You go to Southern California and you run against that division out there, which is noticeably weaker than the horses on the East Coast. And he went off as the odds-on favorite, and he scored in a weak edition of the San Juan Capistrano at 14 furlongs. Does that indicate a turnaround in Nessie and he's got newfound confidence, or are we going to get the same old Nessie? A hard trier, a consistent horse, but not exactly the kind of horse you want to back to win at those odds.
Yeah, he's going to run his race because that's what he does. You mentioned that he kept coming up short throughout basically the last couple of racing seasons. A lot of that I'm sure had to do with because I kept betting him. I kept feeling like he was in the right spot and he would finally get it done, and he would just never get it done. I wouldn't bet this horse in this race in a million years as the favorite.
I do think Canassar has an outside chance in here, and he's a horse that I might use as a backup in any kind of multiple race wager. I don't really think the Elkhorn set up for him at all. That was a race where One Go All Go, who was in razor sharp form, wired the field. He, of course, then came back to run third in the Man o' War with the triple-digit buyer. The third finisher is It's in the Post, who came back to win the Whittingham in Southern California with the triple-digit buyer. So this horse has faced legit company, and he acts like a horse that'll stay all day long. And his race on the Sycamore two-back, I know he finished behind Nessie. He kind of had to alter course down to the rail. It wasn't the most comfortable trip.
I agree with all that stuff. I thought he ran fine last time. The race didn't set up for him. He was in a little bit of traffic, too, through the upper stretch. Like, he just couldn't get him clear. When he finally did, it was way too late. He was never going to win from that point. He ran fine in the Sycamore. He won the Laurel Turf Cup in his first start over here. That was a race that had a really big pace for the distance. They were flying in front. He got a perfect trip into it, and he closed it down. But, I mean, go back to his form over in France. He's a stakes winner going 1 mile 7/8, 1 mile 3/4 he won it over there. He wants to go long. I think he classes up pretty well with this field. I'm with you. I'm going to use this horse.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Belmont Gold Cup. Your top selection is the European runner that we have yet to discuss, and that's Funny Kid, a 2-mile winner, 2 starts back, albeit over a synthetic surface, but he came right back to win a Group 3 in France on the turf. And one of the also-rans that day actually came back to place in a Group 2 in his very next start. Funny Kid is the kind of horse, to me, I think that could get lost in the shuffle among the Europeans. And all you do when you look, 1-1-2, 1-3, 3-3, 1-2, he runs every time.
He's just gotten into really good form, and he does want to go long. But when you watch his races, especially the most recent 3 or 4, where they got him out to close to 2 miles, I mean, he just runs through the stretch every time. He really finishes his races off. He beat a good horse last time in Ice Breeze, who finished third to him. That's a quality distance horse, a horse who beat Call to Mind a couple of starts back in a Group 2 in France. So it's a quality win for him. He wants to go all day. They've got him in good form shipping over here. I just thought there were enough things to like. And I'm with you. I sort of felt like he wouldn't take too much money in here.
It's an uncommon distance for these horses, certainly in North America, an uncommon distance for handicappers. How do you play a race like this from a single race standpoint? You have a price source in Funny Kid. You could certainly bet him to win. But from a multiple race, is this just simply a spread and pray?
I'm going to use I went 4-1-8-5 on top picks. I'm going to use all 4 of them in multi-race rages because I feel like they could all win. And again, if Chad's horse is going to go off at a big price, I'm going to probably try and throw him in there, focus group, because I feel like he's headed the right way. This is probably too tough for him, but I want to have him for like 50 cents at least in this race. But I like the 4 in this race. I could bet him to win at the right price.
I like Postulation's tactical speed. I like the fact he's been slowly brought along this year. He was in against some good horses last time out. He can be forwardly placed. He's run some good races going long, and if they leave him alone and don't respect him early, he might be able to make them pay despite stretching out to 2 miles. I'm going to go 8-1, 3, and 5, and I'd probably use all of them in the multiple race wagers as well. That's race number 10 at Belmont on Friday. The Grade 2 Belmont Gold Cup brought to you by DRF Bets. Please sign up for a DRF Bets account. Please enjoy all the Belmont Stakes action with free cash. Learn more at drf.com/bet. An approximate post time for the Belmont Gold Cup, 5:46 Eastern on Friday. Good luck.